Hello everyone and welcome to episode 2 of Tactical Insert. Today your usual two hosts is myself, Foxglove, hello everyone, and you've got the lovely and gorgeous Evil Noodle. Say hello, Evil.
What's up?
You have to try and show off, don't you? Never mind. At least you got your glasses on this week, so you don't look like Penfold. Never mind. So, anyway, in the middle.
I had my glasses on last week.
Sorry, I can't remember. In the middle, anyway, we've got our guest for this week. Is the loveliest and illustrious Mr. L. Clarko. He's a member of Team Burn. So, say hello, guys.
Hi guys.
Hello.
How's it going?
Bless. Yeah, all of us is in Team Burn. You've got the three people of Team Burn this week, and hopefully we'll have other guests and everything next week. Unless Mr. L. Clark wants to come back on, we'll see how it goes. We'll have a bit of a trial this week, I think. Mr. Clark, we'll see how it goes, shall we? So, do you want to tell everyone a little bit about yourself and your sort of pedigree?
Well, my name's not really L. Clarko, but we'll just leave it as L. Clarko for now. I've got a YouTube channel, obviously inspired by the one and only Foxglove 666. I do videos not just about Team Burn, unlike Foxglove, but he gets a lot more views than me, so it's basically it. Obviously I know Evil Noodle and Foxglove from Team Burn, and also from work.
Okay, cool.
That's my life in a nutshell. Nothing more to say. Your Honour.
Alright, nice one. Okay, cool. So then, we've got a lot to get through this week. We've just sort of planned what we're going to talk about on the show, and we have got quite a long list. So we're going to start off with the news, and some big kind of things in the news, what's going on. Not about what we usually talk about, which is Call of Duty, but about everything else. So if we want to get started with that, the first thing we'd like to talk about is a bit of controversy with the old Mass Effect 3. Noodle, if you want to take us from that.
Yeah, there's been absolute hell on about actually ending of Mass Effect 3. Now, I'm not one to give a spoiler, so I'm not going to actually tell you how it ends, but there has been total uproar. You know, the head guys at BioWare who make the game, I reckon they've took it on board, and they're planning on making some downloadable content, and they've said that they will take fans' comments on board when producing the content. But the whole kind of idea was that they thought it would be really cool to do it the way it's been done, but it has been like mass uproar where people have actually demanded the money back, or even on Steam and bits and pieces. So yeah, man, it's really big news in the gaming world at the minute.
Yeah, I had heard people on Twitter and everything, and Facebook and whatever, they've been asking for an alternate ending. Now, I've never seen a movie or a game or anything where they've had such uproar that they've demanded that it change differently. Now, imagine if this was a movie, you've sat there for, I know games take a lot longer to play, but you've sat there for maybe 2 hours watching a film, and the last bit of the film is really a letdown, it had a rubbish twist or something like that. You don't go to bloody Steven Spielberg and say, "Ooh, shoot me another bit of your movie," do you? You just sort of get on with it. But from what I understanding is, the whole trilogy has been leading up to this point. I don't play Mass Effect, I haven't played any of them, so I don't actually know, but what I'm hearing is the whole point of 1 and 2 was building up to 3, and the ending there is going to be an ultimate ending to the game, so... But I wonder if they do bow down to it, because I don't think they would.
Well, normally you would think companies as massive as BioWare would be in a position to say, well, look, that's our game, that's how it's going to be. But people... there's a few franchises out there which people are really passionate about, and Mass Effect just happens to be one of them, and people have been buying these games for years now, and they're very heavily invested, sometimes a little bit too much in my opinion. I don't think it's healthy, but they're heavily invested in the story, the characters, and the whole progress of the character from Mass Effect 1 to now Mass Effect 3, because don't forget, once you finish Mass Effect 1 and 2, you can import your original character from those games across to Mass Effect 3 and continue the story, only for it to end in such a cataclysmic way in which it does. Yeah, that people have absolutely nerd raided about it, and I found it amusing, I have to be honest, because I'm not that into Mass Effect, but for those people who like really love that shit, they are very angry, like bombs and like shitting in your kettle and wanking your dog off and stuff. Really angry about it.
Yeah.
Episode 1 was
Fucking
PG.
nerd rage.
Foxglove. To be fair, Foxglove. I did give you one episode of PG. This one's probably just gone to 15.
Just yell, man.
But yes,
5 minutes
I
in, we're
couldn't
on
help
about dog
myself.
wanking. For God's sake. Well, I'm gonna have to change.
Well,
I'm gonna have to
I haven't
change
mentioned
the stream
Ronald
now
McDonald yet either.
to see if you're over 18 or not. God damn you. Oh well.
Don't know what you're talking about.
To be fair, I've seen a bunch of school kids and they taught me swear words I've never heard in my life. And that was school kids. Come on.
Yeah,
No
I know.
need
But
to
you've led
iterate,
quite a
Dave,
shadowed
don't worry
life,
about
haven't you? In that, being a priest and that being brought up. It's only when you came to work for us that we taught you the wicked ways. So, I'm sure
I thought he was created at a chemical spillage outside ICI.
People do think there's not 2 human embryos that can create good looks like this.
Oh,
however,
bless.
It's true.
It's a good job people don't fuck with their faces, that's all I can say.
Right, moving swiftly on. I don't know, Noodle, if you want to talk about the new Blizzard game, or the new announcement of the new Blizzard game.
I do. Diablo 3, people, they finally announced a release date. It's only been on the cards, well, what has it been now? About 12 years since Diablo 2.
Nice.
It has been announced for May 15th, 2012, so not long at all to go. I know it's been in open beta for quite a long time, but it's actually coming out in a couple of months, so I'm actually really excited. I was a huge Diablo fan. I had Diablo 1 on the PlayStation 1 back in the day, and I had Diablo 2 for the PC, and then I got Lords of Destruction, the first expansion and the only expansion, and you know, for a significant period of time, people were, it was getting patched and people were still playing it online. It was quite a very brutal game though, Diablo 2, because if you ever did play online, it was a case of like if you had a few of you and you chinned this like massive boss and he dropped all the loot, the way it worked in that game is it would drop the loot on the floor, and it was a case of whoever was quickest to right-click on that loot, you picked it up, and that's just how it went.
Nice.
So in some cases it wasn't fair. Even if you couldn't use it, you would pick it up and you'd sell it. But there's actually IGN have put a really good post out on their website today, and it's called While We Waited for Diablo 3. And for a lot of older gamers, such as myself, it puts like your whole kind of last 10 years of gaming really into perspective like it did for me. So I wanted to share that with you. So it's kind of when, I mean, do you two remember when Diablo 2 first come out?
I played Diablo 1.
I remember Diablo 1.
But not 2.
Yeah.
Well, I think Diablo 2, I would have been in the middle of secondary school at the time, so that's going to be about 2000. So yeah, it's going to be about 12 years ago. So basically, what the website's updated today is kind of like what's happened between then and now. And when you kind of look back, it's actually quite massive. And I was starting to think to myself, what was I doing back then? Because nearly everything that's happened now, it's kind of like it's changed gaming forever. I mean, for example, the entire Call of Duty series was produced during that time. While Diablo 2 first came out, there was no Call of Duty, it just didn't exist. The first Call of Duty ever came out in 2003, and obviously that's what we do. We mainly play Call of Duty now, Modern Warfare 3. So that's something that's like, before Diablo 2, there was no Call of Duty, so what was I doing with myself? Probably playing GoldenEye and N64, actually. There was no such thing as an iPod. iPods didn't exist. You were still on CD players and whatever. I suppose some really expensive large version of an MP3 player might have existed, but iPods just didn't exist. World of Warcraft, for those who know what that is, I'm sure you do, it didn't exist 12 years ago, rightly so. I mean, it's an old game, but still, and that's massively changed the face of gaming. And it's also experienced 5 major consoles. So you've got like the Xbox, the PlayStation 3, the Xbox 360, the GameCube, and the Wii didn't exist between when Diablo 2 was released. We got Windows XP, Vista, and 7 after Diablo. And we got a huge amount of handhelds, starting way back with the Game Boy Advance SP. You then got the Game Boy Micro, the N-Gage, if anyone can remember that. The Nintendo DS, the DS Lite, and then from so on and so forth with the PSPs. And at the time, the best resolution you could get on a computer was 800 by 600. So obviously technology in gaming's come on such a long way in the last 12 years, which gets me a little bit excited as to what we're expecting in the next 12 years. But yeah, so fans of Diablo, 2 more months and it'll be out.
See, what I took away from that conversation, I know you've got a lot of facts and figures in there, is fucking hell, Blizzard need to pull your fucking finger out your ass and get this game out. It was as simple as that. People have waited far too long for this game. They've always gone on about it, and they've gone, oh, we're putting this in, we're putting this in. Then they went open beta testing sometime last year, and it was like, oh yes, it's coming out. And then they went, oh, we're putting it back for a bit. And it's like, what you bloody playing at? It's about time it came out. I'm not a Diablo player, but yeah, it's about time it came out because I know how anticipated it is. And 12 years, far too long for the next installment of any game.
Of course it is. Can you imagine if we waited 12 years for the next Treyarch version of Call of Duty?
I was just thinking that, yeah.
Nerd rage.
I know, exactly.
But I mean, the controversial thing about Diablo is they're introducing a real-life auction house. I don't know if any of you are familiar with this, but basically if you pick up in-game items, you can sell it between characters for in-game currency. What you can also do is sell it in-game for real-life currency. So you're going to have those people who's like, you know, daddy's little rich boys and that, who are going to be able to buy all the best gear just because they've got a lot of money in the bank, where the average person like yourself who would like to play the game will never be as powerful as they might say as them because they can afford to buy all the best gear. Yeah. And it's a really controversial thing about Diablo 3, so I'm not sure if I'm going to go and buy it or not. I'm still decided.
It's just open to cheating. That's all people do, especially when there's cash involved. Anytime there's cash involved, there's always cheating in the game. So,
absolutely.
On our next one, which is something that's been in the news quite a lot the last couple of weeks, is for everyone in the UK, they've definitely heard of it. Is a game. It's a shop called Game. It's one of the biggest sort of game retailers. There was Game...
Well, it is in the UK.
Yeah,
it's the biggest.
It is, yeah. There was Game Station, but they bought it out. Apart from sort of the supermarkets and a couple of shops of Granger Games, which are like sort of importy shops, I can't think of any other shops you would ever buy a game from, really. And they're in serious financial trouble at the moment. We did touch upon this last week when we were talking about downloadable games and sort of the big retailers, the people that put all the money behind them. Whenever you see an advert on the TV, it's never from Activision or from whoever. It's always from Game or from Mazda or wherever it's going to be. We were talking about it and the money and stuff, but looked online today and it says that Microsoft and Activision are now pulling out from giving them their stock. So EA pulled out a little while ago. So all of the sports franchises and things like Dead Space is an EA game. Might be wrong. I can't remember. The what do you call the one waiting? Crisis 2. That was sort of a biggish game. I think they're going to be making a follow up of that. And now Activision, the biggest selling game brand as far as I'm aware in the world, is pulling out, and so is Microsoft. Now I don't know how much of Microsoft is pulling out, whether they're going to stop selling Xbox altogether. But that's massive, and my feelings do go out to all the people who work in game shops, because I mean they have no idea what's happening now week from week. It's just gonna they might come in one day and just say, right, we're closing. From what I heard, they've got a £15 million per quarter rental on the shops and facilities, and I think when the next time it comes up they can't pay, so they'll go in administration. So it's really, I think it's bad news for people like ourselves who just go, I fancy this game, I'm just going to pop out and buy it from the experts kind of thing. But I think for the next couple of months, if it does go into administration, I think there's going to be absolutely loads of stock out there for sale, and you're going to be able to get loads of bargains. They may not sell it direct to you, but I bet there'll be people out there who's buying all the stock up. So watch eBay shops and watch all them kind of sellers, because there will be loads and loads of bargains up ahead. But it's unfortunate for Game, and I think it's one of the I think there was a thing about GameStop, which is sort of the American version, about buying them out at the last minute, or possibly Virgin, but we'll see how it goes. But it's going to be a really big shame if that does go down the pan, but what can you do?
Well, there has actually, I mean, it's not the end for Game yet, that there is potentially a saving grace for them. The company Incomta, who own Comet and all the chains, they're looking to put an offer in to buy Game. And so we're waiting for more news on that at the moment. So that's a massive, massive company. Comet, Currys, Dixons, they own all of them.
Right.
And so that they have actually offered to pay off all of Game's debt, and to obviously take ownership of them. So right now they're trying to purchase Game's debt, through the actual creditors and stuff. And once they've got it, it's going to obviously work in their favour. But the difficulty you've got with large consumer giants like them is that once they actually own the debt anyway, they're probably going to give like the current owners of game a really shoddy deal, but there's nothing they can do about it at all. It's like a case of a little bit or nothing really. But it's kind of like consumer theft in my opinion, because the way they go about it, they use their massive clout to get in a really powerful position. So Game have got no choice potentially but to sell to these people and for a very, very poor margin of interest and credit. So for the game, I suppose it's a good thing. Potentially for the staff and the board and all the other people who actually own Game, it's not really a good thing, I suppose. But as Game might live on, yet we'll have to see what happens.
So Clarky, where do you buy your games from?
I think it's the big. Well, I must hold my hands up and say I buy them from wherever's the cheapest. So generally the supermarket.
Yeah, same here.
Or, I mean, Granger Games do really good deals. Sometimes they do really shoddy deals. But it's basically wherever's the cheapest. I think obviously what's happened to Game is really the beginning of the end. It's kind of like if you look at HMV, them are hanging on by a thread. I think it's going to become the beginning of the end with the new age of consoles that's coming out as well, very much like what you touched on last week. So, unfortunately, I think it's
it's a shame.
A look at the future, really.
We'll see how it goes. Well, let's face it, we're not going to go without games. There's other retailers out there. There's downloadable content, etc., etc. So we're not going to go without. It's just a big shame that such a big retailer's going to go down like that. So, do we have any more news items, or is that it for the news? Or the only stuff that mattered to us anyway? Right, okay. I'm sure more stuff happened that was much more concern, but we don't really care about it. So, right. So, going to come up with a new section called "What Have You Been Up To?" Just basically, we're just going to tell you what we've been up to. For me and Evil Noodle will just be for the last week or the last time we put up this show. For the guest, they can just tell us tell us something from whenever they like. So, Noodle, what have you been up to this week?
Well, I bought and downloaded Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine, which is currently on PlayStation Network, and THQ had a sale on, although I don't know if it's still on, because when I had a look the other day, it's back on at $39.99, but it's worth double checking that. And basically, it was on for 13 quid. I thought I'll have a go. I know one of the guys we work with, who we play PlayStation with as well, Taylor, he told me about it, and it's a case of people who like play Dawn of War and Dawn of War 2. It's a little bit different. It's set in the same universe for the Warhammer 40,000, and it's like a third person over the shoulder, a bit like Resident Evil 4, and you're playing like Warhammer basically. So you as a Space Marine or an Ultramarine in this case. But the best thing about it, I think, is the multiplayer. Very much like Call of Duty, it's immense. You've got two different versions of multiplayer. You've got the normal player versus player like Call of Duty, but it's still over the shoulder. But you've got different classes and you level up. So like your level cap's level 41, and you've got like an assault spec, which is where you've got like a drum pack on, like a rocket booster, and you get like a chain sword and a pistol, and you can upgrade that to like a power sword and different bits and pieces, and you upgrade your pistol and you change your armor as you level up. And then you've got a Devastator spec, which is like a very slow, very heavily armored, but a really powerful gun, which is like a heavy bolter. And that's what I tend to be playing at the moment, and that's just like, you're not very mobile, but once you kind of plant yourself and you just take out loads and loads of people. And then the last one is what is the last one? I can't remember what the last one is, but it's not very good. But then the other, it's brilliant. The mode I'm tending to play at the moment is Exterminatus, which is a co-op, and it's basically hordes of orcs coming towards you, and you've just got to last as long as you can, and you go through different rounds, and there's bonus rounds come up and stuff, and you're playing with other people. I was playing with a really nice kid from Australia the other day, and we had a good time. So if it is still there for 13 quid, it's definitely worth your money.
Yeah, I've had a little look at it on it's a service called OnLive. I don't know if you heard of this before, where it's a service where you basically stream from another computer a game. So if you know your computer's not good enough to run any kind of specs, it's a bit like just watching a YouTube video, and you have the input of it. Yeah, it's really, really good. It's free to download, and you can view anyone who's playing any game at any time. And so I've had a little look on there just to see what games are like, because you can't get demos very much of games now anymore, betas or whatever you want to call them. So I'm going on there and having a look. Whatever, like all the new games is on there, like the new Arkham City and Arkham Asylum and all that kind of stuff. And the Space Marines is on there, and some of the Homefront and Battlefield and all that kind of thing. It's really, really good. But that has caught my eye because it's a little bit different. It's more of a like there's a new game come out called Nexus, which looks really good. It's a bit like sort of an Unreal Quake kind of shooter, very fast paced. I quite like the look of that. Space Marine reminds me a little bit like that. Maybe it's a little bit slower paced, but it looks really, really good. So yeah, if it's still on the PlayStation Network, I might download that. We'll see what it's like. So
yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So what have I been up to this week? I've gone out and bought a new game. I threw my PlayStation remote at my couch last night, and I didn't throw it at the wall because I'm much more disciplined than that, but I did throw it at the couch. Clarky was involved in this. Got a bit upset at Modern Warfare 3. Believe it or not, we're actually...
Oh, why?
Right, because we play with subscribers, and we play with friends of subscribers, etc. There was only myself and Walshaw on last night. So we said, right, we'll play with subscribers. So there was a few people on, and all they wanted to play was Sabotage. So we said, alright, fair enough, we'll play Sabotage. And what I didn't know was they just knew how to completely spawn trap. And when I say spawn trap, as in people were literally just spawning right in front of you and you just shoot them in the face. So it was a little bit like what Demolition was like in Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops before they patched it. Something I've never come across, something I've never played, and I kind of went along with it for a little bit, and I did actually get a Moab, so I wasn't too bad at it. However, I did feel a little bit sort of... It isn't cheating, but I felt I've cheated myself. You know what I mean? I was getting it illegitimately, and I didn't really like it very much. Anyway, I kept saying to them, look, the whole point of playing as a team is to win the game, not to get KD. I've always said this. So every time I went to get the bomb and plant it, they would just bugger off out the area. The opposite team would just spawn and defuse the bomb, so I couldn't even do anything with it. And then, when eventually they did break out the spawn trap, they just got the bomb and planted and we lost the round. So I just got absolutely raging. I mean, I do feel a little bit guilty now because there are like 14-year-old lads. You know what I mean? They're not like adults of what I should have been. You know what I mean? I know Clarky came in and he denied a few people because I know he's a good player, and he just came in and someone was on our team was on 23 kills and he managed to kill them, and there was the language was a little bit blue, even if it was a 14-year-old. So... I've took them all off my friends list, and I'm seriously considering them taking them off our elite clan as well. But the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm thinking, you know what, it's just a game, and they're just kids, so I'm not overly that bothered, but I just hate it when people don't play as a team. So, I said this morning, I woke up, I went on YouTube, and I had a look at some of the new games that have come out that I haven't bought, things like Skyrim, but then I thought if I get Skyrim, I'm going to get addicted to it. So I've gone out and bought...
Yes, you are.
Yeah, exactly. I've gone out and bought Skylanders. Now, when a game says suitable for 3 and overs, you know it's going to be good. So...
And can I just stop you there, people, if you don't know what it is? This is a game aimed at children.
Yes, it is. It's
continue.
It's class. It's basically... It's from Activision, and you purchase... I say purchase, you have to buy them. You can't just download them. You have to physically buy these little toys. They're about... so big. They're really nice. They're like sort of rubbery plastic, and they're all painted nice, and they're all see-through. But they've got a chip in them, and you get what's called the Portal of Power, and it's this little wireless connector. It's about, maybe it's that big, and it all lights up. It's all nice, and you put your little toy on, and when you put the toy on, it appears in the game, and there's things like Spyro the Dragon from other games is in there. Cinder is another dragon, and they're just absolutely class. And it's like you just go around doing adventures, and it's like a role-playing game. But literally, in the middle of playing, you can just take your little figure off the Portal of Power, put another one on, and it appears in the game. And they've got all different abilities, and they've also got different elements. They're tied to 8 different elements. In certain parts of the game, you have to have that element to go into it. So if it's underwater, it's got to be a water element. You've got to have a magic element for certain things, and fire and rock and ground and life and all this kind of stuff. So you get 3 of them with the pack. You get Spyro the Dragon, which is a magic element. You get Trigger Happy, which is a mechanical element. He's this little dude with 2 guns. He's pretty mint. He looks like a little gremlin. He's my favourite. And you get this big fish with a harpoon gun, which annoys me because wouldn't that mean he kills other fish? Never mind. So me and my wife have been playing it because it's 2-player. So you put your 2 little characters on the Portal of Power and you get kicked away. It's absolutely class. It's tongue-in-cheek and it's funny. It's just... It's light-hearted and I'm really enjoying it. And the only reason I know about it is I mentioned him last week. Was it's a bloke called Dan. He's otherwise known as One of Swords. He's the community manager for Activision. He's fantastic. He does podcasts and he does things on Twitter and Facebook all the time. And he's got a new book out and it's really good. So yeah, he's the one who told us to go and buy it. I mean, of course he would. It's an Activision game. He works for Activision, but it is actually really, really good. But there's 32 of these little creatures to buy, and they're about $10 each. And I need to go and buy some more of these little characters, because I need at least one of each element just to get to every bit of the game. So there's under 50
well,
quid.
I was really interested about this, but I did a little bit of research this afternoon, and I was horrified at what I found out.
Don't.
Some of these rarer little whatever they are, they go on eBay for $1,200.
Yeah, there's ones called legendary ones where they've built like maybe 500 of them, and they are identical. They maybe look a little bit different, the toy, but they've got a different chip in. They've got different stats. So when you put it on the portal, you have in-game stats, so the speed and health and armor and stuff. And them ones are slightly boosted. Then I say slightly boosted. They're only a little bit better than the normal ones, but they are rare. But what's quite good is if I've, say, leveled up my stealth elf to level, whatever, 5 or 6, and I've given it certain abilities, and then I go around your house and you've got it, I put it on the portal and it's my stealth elf in your game. It just knows. It's bloody magic. It's mint. But
I've got 3 words for you.
Oh,
$1,200.
I know, I agree, but I'm not going to buy it. I'm going to get the ones down Durham Market for a £5. Don't you worry. You can get 3 in a pack for about, I think, the 25 quid for 3 for a 3-pack. And one of them have usually got a legendary in, but not the super rare ones. Or you can buy them like, I think they're $10 each, and you can get the exact one you want. But you can also play online.
I know, but look at this.
Which is cool. Right.
For one playable character in a game, it's £10. Is that what you're telling us, or $5?
If you want that specific one, they all do different. There's 4 of each element that have come out so far. They all have their own little personality and their own kind of things. There's like massive sharks, or there's trees and stuff like that. Yeah, if you want that character, it's a £10. I'm not going to buy them all. It's not Pokemon. I'm just going to like get one of each character. They look pretty cool.
I know, but if you look at the average value of downloadable content today, I appreciate that this is a physical item.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Elite, a whole year's worth of downloadable content for 35 quid.
Look, right. Look, you're missing the point. It's a 2-player game, which means the missus is playing with us.
Call of Duty is a massively multiplayer game.
Yeah, but means Foxwell gets more time on the PlayStation. That's something money can't buy.
Clark,
I'm quite lost here. I'm quite lost here because I mean, I've just Googled Skylander, and I mean, if I go through a few of the options, I mean, come on. Skylander, Toys R Us, Britain's greatest toy store. I mean, what?
No, that's because
Dave.
Toys R Us in America have got a special deal where only certain Skylanders can be bought in Toys R Us, because it's a big American thing as well. And GameStop has got a certain deal with them as well. Like, but I went into I bought it at Asda today, and I asked the woman behind the counter, I was like, "Do you have the extra characters?" And she's like, "Oh, they get sold out straight away. As soon as they come into the shop, they're sold out within the day. You cannot get hold of these characters. Everyone wants them. So I'm going to find it quite difficult to get them anyway."
Did you not look at you and think where? Did you not look at you and think where's your kid when you want to?
Not bothered. Don't really care.
Grooming.
Yeah.
Honestly,
look, I've got a Spyro. Come with me, little child.
Sat there with his packet of words originally Skylanders.
Look, right, all I wanted
bastard,
was something that was light-hearted, easy to play, and funny, and it's exactly what it is. It's such a funny game.
Get a Rubik's Cube.
It's such a funny game, honestly. I recommend it. You can also go online and play PvP against other people to level up and stuff. I haven't done that yet, but apparently you can. But you can also...
How much does it cost you?
The whole game? £6.
How much?
How much, dear?
£50 for the game, the portal, the... Shut up! You don't understand. Look, if I took my controller against the wall last night, it would have been another 35 because I would have gone out and bought a DualShock. I know, right?
You could have give your lass the £50 and that would have kept her happy. You didn't need to buy Skylanders, so don't even see it. It's to spend time with your lass.
It's a good game. Honestly, try it. I think it's really good. It's puzzling. Some of the stuff's really difficult. It's designed for kids, right? But there's one thing where each character has got its own like trial. I was like, yeah, dead easy, let's go on it. And it's like, this is really hard, mate. Are you sure you want to try it? I was like, yes, of course I do. And I got nowhere near it. You have to collect these 6 items, and I got like 4, and time ran out. I was like, what? How do kids do this? So it's a hard game. Yes, it's expensive, but I like it. It's a good game. And the second one is coming out in, they said, the fall this year, and it's called Giants. So instead of them being little, you get huge, massive ones. And they fit on the portal as well, so that'll be quite cool. So,
right, 3 pros, 3 cons.
Of what? Skylanders. Okay, I'll do the pros.
So it's worth £50.
I'll do the pros. You do the cons. Right. Pro.
Right.
It's a new fun game to stop me playing Modern Warfare 3.
Right. Okay. Right.
Come up with a con then.
It's £50.
Right. Okay. It's something me and my wife can play and enjoy together.
What if you lose one of the plastics?
I'm not going to lose unless my dog eats one, but I doubt it.
I've got the final con, I think, as well.
I will.
Right, pro first.
Pro first.
It's something I can go and collect.
£50, remember?
Yeah. You've mentioned that. It's something that I can go and collect and go and find and scour and got these little toys and shut up,
it's
right? I like it. It's a good
game.
I think the third con to it is, apparently, according to Google here, if you're over 21 years of age buying Skylander, you have to register yourself on the sex offenders registry.
Really? Really?
Oh, Clarky, international high five.
How do I hang up on Clarky? Hang on. Let me find this. Right, okay. So, moving swiftly on, Mr. L. Clark, what have you been up to?
Well, what have I been? Well, last week, went to the Sunderland match, the Sunderland-Liverpool game. Obviously, I'm a Liverpool fan. Gaza, SCFC 1990, is a Sunderland fan, so it's a shame he couldn't have been on here this evening. Unfortunately, he's had to attend the... Well, he's at the clinic at the moment. Apparently, he's got gonorrhea.
Oh, nice. Hang on. I'll just confirm.
Sorry, guys. I had nothing to do with this.
Oh, I've got a WhatsApp message. Oh, it's not of him. It's all right.
Yeah, sorry.
Poor lad.
I didn't want to see it, and then, obviously...
Poor lad. He's got
Sunday
nothing
we went
man.
to... Yeah, he's just getting rid of syphilis the week before.
Oh, bless him.
That was off your last door, to be fair.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
It was, apparently. But apparently it was off you, Noodle, first.
Come on, let's get off people's wives and stuff, because it's not nice.
Right. So then, obviously, we went to Shields on Sunday. That's South Shields for any of you who's not geographically educated in the North East.
Yeah.
Was anyone educated in the North East?
Well, me, Dave, and Maiden donned on some real-life Juggernaut suits, and we had some fun with that. So there's going to be a video up on my channel soon, hopefully.
Right. What were these made of? I need to know.
They were like... it was... Right, we went
BBC,
into it. We went down South Shields, right? And it was like a massive bouncy castle, but it had a hard floor, if you get what I mean. So it's like padded room, basically.
Not very bouncy castle.
Blow up, right? And they had these little balls in, and they were about, maybe up to your waist, sort of see-through, clear plastic balls, inflatable, and they had like a tube in the middle. And so we were like, what the hell is all this about? And there was a big screen, so we had a look. And it's basically kids get in these balls.
There's the weather's original out again.
Get in these balls, and they sort of, their head ends up sort of in the middle of the ball. So it's from the waist upwards, and it's like big and round. I know I'm talking about kids and balls, but stay with us. Right? And they're like,
I'm pleased I never fucking went.
They're just full of air, and these kids were sort of like running around and jumping, and you can do like forward rolls, and you end up like flipping about and stuff. That was basically it. So we went, hey, that looks like a really good idea. And this bloke, this I don't know, for want of a better word, pikey, comes up to us and goes, oh, we've got adult ones if you want to have a go. Like straight away, me and Clarky were like, oh, let's get in. So I got my phone out. Clarky was like, didn't know if we'll fit in them, like, lads, oh, get in. So Clarky's trying to get in this thing, and then he fit in. So me and Maiden were like, right, let's go for it. So we do have some video footage of us basically just acting like complete clowns. But yeah, it was a really good day. I really enjoyed that.
Awesome.
For the one
why
day.
is it on YouTube yet?
It's weird how
I haven't got internet at the moment.
It's weird how my phone connects, takes videos. It's in a weird file format, so I need to play about with it and do stuff. And I put 2 videos up this week. So what more do you want from us?
Get it up. I want to have a look at this. I want to see the human juggernaut.
We'll sort something out, I'm sure. Between our 2 channels, we'll sort something out. So,
right.
So yeah, that was quite cool. I enjoyed that, South Shields.
Well, I get my internet sorted this week. Tomorrow, in fact. No, Monday, the 19th. So I'll be up and running full internet from Monday. So I put a video up this week. It was just a mini tage of some
I liked it. I've seen it. It's good.
It's, well, I mean, it didn't take too much time to do. I've changed my intro because obviously I've had a bit of a break. It's been about 3 weeks since I put a video up. So I've changed my intro a bit. I know Maiden is working on a new intro for us completely, so this is just a temporary move as well. My cousin Stylistic Flow is also working on the intro track for us as well.
Cool.
He's lacing some beats at the minute with that. So there's some big things. Obviously I've been moving house, so I've had to get new internet and get all that sorted out. Obviously bigger priorities. It came at the right time because I was sick of Modern Warfare 3 anyway. And then when I came back on, I had really my first game last night, and that's the game I came in with Foxglove, Walshaw, and the 14-year-old noobs, who spawn trapped everyone. So that's totally put us off Modern Warfare 3 again on the first night I'm back. So my internet's still not there anyway, so I'm lagging a lot at the moment anyway. So from tomorrow I'll start back with my videos, get my videos back up and running.
I have a question about your videos actually, Clarky. Like the one you just put up, you seem to be getting like really good quality music up and stuff. How are you getting away with that? Like, I'm always struggling to find music to put on my videos.
I speak to a lot of, I mean, obviously Stylistic Flow. Some of the guys, most of my videos have got music from him in. As I say, he's my cousin. He's going to be doing my intro for us. He's a brilliant artist. He's actually just started doing comedy as well, so maybe check his channel out for that as well.
Link, yeah.
I just speak to a lot of guys. NRH Gardner, who I've just getting this other track from. Call of Duty's really not his type of thing, and I've followed this guy for a bit because he's got a really good voice. I'm not 100% certain how comfortable he looks when he's singing, so if you check his channel out, you'll see what I mean. But his voice is brilliant. I get a lot of good responses to my comments to theirs, so I've asked NRH Gardner and also this Colin McLaughlin as well, and he's really good, and a few others. So I've got some more good music coming up. So all you do is find some amateur guys, drop them a message, and they're generally good for generally glad for the exposure. So.
Well, you did a really nice rendition of that Titanium from David Guetta, and it was absolutely awesome. Like, so I was just like, how does YouTube still not get on your back for like, even though it's like a real song with like copyright and stuff, just because someone else is singing it?
Well, YouTube, the only way that they find the copyright, to be fair, is correct as in, if I'm wrong,
that's how it works.
Yeah, but I believe the the copyright thing comes from kind of like a program like Shazam, so it identifies it straight away.
Oh, so it listens like automatically, yeah.
Yeah, but because these are doing like, it's like an acoustic like rendition of the song, it's really, it's kind of like what comes down X Factor. X Factor don't own the rights to do it, yet they can do it. So they're not. I suppose when it comes down to making money from it, I'm sure they couldn't make money from it without the copyrights. But at the end of the day, they're not famous people. They're not making huge amounts of money from it. Who's bothered? I've got examples. Track on one of my videos, and it's the Team Burn Night Out. I got an email from YouTube saying that this is blah blah blah. I don't need to do anything. If the artist wishes to obviously take it down, they'll take it down or something like that, and they leave it on. And then they put a link on saying you can buy it from iTunes, so it's exposure for them. I'm not making money for it, so I can't see the problem really.
Just saying hello to the Terminator, who's now in our stream. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Terminator.
I put up a video for Noodle. He started doing a Let's Play on the new Star Wars, The Old Republic, and it starts off with the best, the scrolling yellow writing and the epic music of a Star Wars film. And I put it up, and within about 20 seconds I got an email off them saying, we think this is owned by Fox or Lucas or whatever it is. And then within about 10 minutes I got another video saying, you must take this down or we were going to use your balls for dice. So I was like, oh well, fair enough. So took it down, and you've got to be really careful, because some of them, they don't care. I've put music on tracks, and it's just a case of you get the email, we think this is copyrighted, we don't have to do anything now, but however, but you can't click the button for making money. It won't let you do that. But yeah, if they want to take it down, they take it down, etc. But we've never really put music and stuff on there. We've got someone else in the stream now, Mr. Zazie. I think that's how you pronounce it. Hello there. Are you guys in the chat? I don't know if you are or not.
I'm not actually. No, drop us a link.
I'm not. No.
Just a second, because you can have the chat open without actually viewing the video. For people out there, that doesn't really matter to you, but to us that makes a massive difference, because it means you don't get the feedback. Just a second. Sorry about that in the stream. There you go, that should work. I'll see if I can send it to you as well, El Clark, or just a second.
Nice one.
There you are. Huh. They're saying that you guys are sexy. Thank you very much. I'll make sure I mention that to my wife when I next see you.
We're not, but I appreciate the comment.
Hang on, there must be something wrong with your camera. Let me just... that's better. Yeah, alright, lol, how was it good? Right, so... last thing before we move on to final thought, we want to talk a little bit about movies. I am going to watch tonight The Lady in Black. Been wanting to watch it for a little while. Really into scary movies at the moment. So when it gets nice and dark, and we're gonna go and watch that. So heard good reports about it. We'll see how it is. So you guys excited about anything?
It is absolutely excellent. Yeah, a few things actually, and it's not going to be a huge film, but Johnny Depp and Tim Burton have got themselves back together again for another film, and it's called Dark Shadows. Johnny Depp plays like your very, very stereotypical vampire, and he's basically been locked up and looks like underground by the absolutely smoking hot Anne Hathaway as a witch. And basically, so it's like this vampire who's come back from like hundreds of years, and he wakes up in 1972. And so it's a case of he meets this family, and he's kind of like trying to get to grips with the world as it is and stuff. And it looks quite a little bit sweet. It's not meant to be like a dark horror. Obviously, it's meant to be a comedy, and it's quite a sweet thing. It's quite a family film by the looks of it. But go and watch the trailer. It looks really, really good. I'm actually quite looking forward to seeing that, and that's actually coming out in May as well. So just a couple of months till that comes out. Another thing I was looking forward to, I just saw some news on today, is the new prequel for 300.
Alright.
If you remember, like 300, the Spartans and that, looks absolutely stunning. I'm like a big fan of those type of movies as well. I know like Clash of the Titans is coming out. Wrath of the Titans, sorry, the sequel to Clash of the Titans. Immortals, that was awesome, and this is like another film by the same kind of director, I think, and it's going back to kind of like how Xerxes got to be in the position he was in by the looks of it, and it's the same character playing Xerxes, and that looks absolutely stunning, but I haven't got a release date for that yet.
So have you seen Immortals then?
Oh yeah, Immortals, yes, it's amazing.
Oh, see,
absolutely amazing.
I need to go and see that then, because it's my kind of thing, I just haven't gotten around to seeing it yet. So I'll have to make some time and go and watch that. But I know...
Be out on DVD soon.
I know Clark wants to be on about the new Avengers. We did talk about the new Avengers last week, and it does look amazing. But apparently I haven't seen the new extended trailer they've brought out yet. I know Clark, you said it was going to be really, really good.
Yeah. I got a link sent to us from a contact on YouTube, and I was just check this out, and I seen an extended trailer the other week, and it was basically exactly as it was before. And it was that one Noodle mentioned last week where the Hulk actually grabs Iron Man from in the air and scrapes down the building.
Class.
Now that's how the trailer generally ends, and that's the most up-to-date one that there is. However, this guy sent us a link and says, check this out, and there's about 8 seconds more, and it's only 8 seconds, but in the context of a trailer though, it's like makes a huge difference. And I mean, it just looks unbelievable. I think that threw a bit of a curveball as well with regards to how it's going to go, and I don't think the trailer reflects exactly how it's going to go. There's a lot of conflict in it with regards to, obviously, I mean, Iron Man, he says in the original trailer anyway that he works on his own. And apparently there's a lot going on with that, so I'm just excited for it. Can't wait for it. It's going to be the movie event of the last 10 years as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I think it should be a Team Burn night out to go and see it.
Awesome.
Yeah,
why not?
I tell you what film I quite like, I can't look up, is the new Battleships. Have you seen the trailer for that yet?
I saw something about that recently. I haven't seen the trailer yet. I think I read something on Rotten Tomatoes about it. It looks alright.
I was expecting that it was going to be rubbish. Then I was listening to one of Sword's podcast, and he was going on about it basically looks like Transformers. So I was like, may have to check this out. And the trailer just shows like the military on this aircraft carrier, and they find this like little android robot thing that's in bits, and they put it together. And they put it on, and its eyes come up, etc. And this massive battleship just comes out of nowhere, and it's like just Transformer kind of technology, and it just kills anything in sight. It looks absolutely amazing. Looks like one of the massive big budget blockbusters. Really, really looking forward for that one. I'm not sure when it comes out. I haven't got a date, but I've only seen the trailer for it a couple of days ago. Really, really good. So I'm looking forward to that one. There's not many sort of big-ish films that I want to see at the moment, apart from Avengers and the kind of normal ones.
I don't know if you guys like it. Did you like the Transporters, Jason Statham?
They were alright.
They were alright.
If you take them for what they are.
I loved the first one. I mean, as I say, there's not really a massive storyline to follow, and it is literally just, it's like straight up shoot 'em up type thing, and that's what I like about me games as well as I like films like that. But there's a new Jason Statham one coming out as well shortly called Safe. And it looks like it's following a very it looks like it's following a very similar line to Transporter 1, because I think Transporter 2 and 3 got that a little bit silly, but that's something that I'm looking forward to as well. And definitely not looking forward to the new Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Really?
I want to go and see it.
Really. It's got Lizard Man in though.
It's got actually another. It's got Lizard Man, but it's the game. Have you seen the Spider-Man game?
Yeah.
Right.
No.
The new one. People were going off about the old ones because you couldn't sort of roam freely through Manhattan and stuff, and you couldn't do the web slinging. You can in the new game now, and it looks class. It's exactly what people want it to be. I think they've really just made the film so they can make a new movie, a new game for it, because the game looks absolutely class. So Yeah, I'll recommend the game. As I say, it was previewed at IGN. It looks really, really good. Go and check that out. But the new Spider-Man.
They were saying something that it's ripped off from Batman Arkham City or something. Because I know on that you can you've got a grappling gun and you pull yourself across the city and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be some kind of rip off of that, so people actually kicked off a little bit about that today.
I mean, what I can't understand about the new Spider-Man, I mean, the trailer that I've seen, it actually shows you going through the transformation to Spider-Man again. So getting bit by the spider and stuff like that. And I mean, how long is it since the original Spider-Man come out? Is it 10 years? Less than 10 years?
Probably.
No, it's about 6, 7.
It's not that long, and I just think obviously this is because I mean it's taking you back to the same time, and it's a remake of a film that was made less than a decade ago.
Yeah,
you can't do that. That's just wrong.
I think they should have sort of remade it the way they have. I think that's a really bad idea. But
the thing is, guys, it's like it didn't go in the direction I wanted it to. And I understand that. I mean, especially if you look at the last Spider-Man. I mean, how many bad guys were in that? It was just trying to squeeze too much in. And I know there was some kind of issue with Tobey Maguire, but I think he knew it was a bit of a sinking ship. He's like, look, I'm not doing anymore. So I think, do you just pick up a Spider-Man 4 without Tobey Maguire and try and get it right? Or do you, hang on, let's just wipe the slate clean and have another go at it? Let's do it right this time. Let's be a little bit more faithful to the comics and the cartoon, which we all know and love. And if they do that, then it might not be such a bad thing as people think.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think, I mean, with the Spider-Man, I mean, I think it's with a lot of films as well. When they bring the first one out, they give you this taster, and you really want to go back and get more. And all they do is introduce the characters. And somehow, I mean, Spider-Man was really one of the first ones in the whole comic book series, and it did help the likes of Batman and Iron Man to come out and obviously take off the way that they have. But I think the writers or the directors or whoever must get too greedy, because I was talking about this with the guy on Thursday, and the fact of how writers and how people lose track of things. So they just look at the first series or the first film and they don't look beyond it, and then trying to do a sequel because the original was so good, and they just lose track of it. So, and I think it's just a shame that the Spider-Man series has had to go that way, though. It's a shame.
I agree completely.
It's like Superman being revamped. It shouldn't happen.
I know. I actually did like that, though. That was really well done.
Noodle,
Batman,
read the stream.
What?
Read the stream.
Where's it gone? Oh, right, is that what it's going to be? Is it? Is he?
Get
I
in.
can't afford to be fat, you scruffy twat.
I can't get this. Where's this?
You've got hair. I give you the link in the chat, and then you went and bloody send one back in the chat.
Alright.
Going, hi guys, somebody comes to me, I can see you.
He could be like some massive kid Zangief looking motherfucker or something, so I'm pleased you laughed there.
Oh well, good. So yes, I think we should start around this up, guys, because it's been quite good. I'll try to get them less than an hour if possible. So, as we're going to do on every single one of these, we do on Tactical Insert for every episode. But episode 2, we're going to be giving our final thought of the week. What we'll do is, depending on what it is, because I've got no idea what it is and I don't want to know. The only person that knows this is Noodle, and it's completely on his head, people. It's got nothing to do with Foxtrot whatsoever. You give us a final thought. We'll end the podcast on there, and if we need to talk about it, we can bring it up with everyone next week, can't we? So thank you very much, guys, for watching.
Can I just?
Oh, sorry. Yes. So clap.
Just before the obviously the final thought of the week, I'd like to say thanks for inviting us to the show. But also anyone under the age of 18, if you could log out now, because no doubt this is going to be quite offensive and quite rude. And over to the Evil Noodle. Thanks very much.
It's not that bad. Look, I do apologise, people. I've had a rough week, so I'm not quite as prepared as I want to be. However, you've got an Oriental person.
Oh God, here we go.
Oh.
Bad start.
No.
Bad start.
So you've got an Oriental
channel
person.
diversity.
No, he was out. Oriental person. You spin them round loads of times. Do they become disorientated?
Tumbleweeds. Right, guys, thank you very much for joining us. We'll catch us up next week. So thank you very much for watching the live stream. We're gonna try and do it on a night time if possible. Hopefully on one night, maybe it's 9 o'clock. We'll have a little bit more time to do it then. What we're going to do is, if you go to Podbean and search for Team Burn, you'll also download the audio version of this only, and the full video will be up on YouTube as well. So please go and check out YouTube/Team Burn PS3, and El Clarko's channel there is XXLClarko XX. Please go and subscribe to that guy because he does some really good videos. And thank you very much for your participation, guys. Goodbye.
It's good night from him and good night from me.
And me.
And him.